All right, holiday weekend, full sun, Jackery, 500, Rockpals, 100 watt panel, and the Massimo e-cooler. I think it's a 50 liter, so it's pretty decent. We'll start at the Jackery, and we're getting 42 watts input, and currently output is 46 watts. So cooler, using a little more than the sun's getting. You know, the Rockpals, the most I've ever got was like 68 watts. I'm in full sun. I mean, we're in the Midwest. It's about 2:30 p.m. 4th of July weekend, and I'm not getting anywhere near 100 watts. So I have it angled directly at the sun, and this is what we got. I mean, you can see the glare. I'm full send, so that's all right. I'll take it. It's keeping, basically keeping pace with the cooler, so we'll take that. But a little bit of the Massimo. It's absolutely awesome. Love it. Absolutely love it. You can see there we're at 29 degrees and 12.7 volts. It's got a dual fan, I believe, system. Exhausts out the back, and then intakes or exhausts out the side, and intakes, I believe, from the front and back. So the Sienna has the ports, cigarette lighter port in the back, so the whole trip up, only about 2 hours for this weekend. Kept it cold. As everyone says, make sure you charge your Jackery at your house. Make sure your cooler is turned on at your house and charged, so, or not charged, but full cold before you decide to hook it up for the weekend. And keeping things frozen isn't going to be a problem. So I have it set to 32 degrees, so we don't have anything frozen, but for when we do have times where we're out of power, them being a little colder will help us get us along a little farther. At least that's my take on things. So Hartman Creek in Wisconsin, set up for the weekend. Have a safe 4th, everyone. We are at 11 watts charging. Massimo drawing 47. It does spike to 52 watts when it first turns on. As you can see, the sun it's still out, but we're shining through the trees there. I'm still getting 11, sometimes 20 watts. Jackery's still at 100. Been here since about 1:30, plugged in, so still going. I have found out, though, I think that even though the input is saying 0 because of the shade, the LED next to input still lights up, and I think we're still getting some wattage coming from the solar panel, even though it's reading 0. Because I was at 99 and it said 0 watts in, and then all of a sudden the percentage went up to 100%. So I still think it's charging. I don't think that display is 100% correct for my findings, but so far so good. Really liking this combination. So fire's going, sort of, but cold beers. All right, day 2, Jackery. Yesterday, well, it's 9 a.m. right now, was turned down about 1:30 or so yesterday, just running my cooler, and we're down to 54%. We're 100% in the shade, and it got down to, I don't know, what do you think, the 50s last night? Yeah, upper 50s, lower 60s. It's pretty damp, but definitely not in the sun, so Jackery will have no problem running it for a couple days, but we'll see what the sun does today. We're at 54% right now.
This is what I'm eating.
All right, day 2 with the Jackery 500, the 100 watt Rockpals solar panel, and the Massimo e-cooler. We're down to 27%. If you can tell, when the cooler's running, we're at 59 watts. I don't know if we're gonna make it through the night. So I think my Rockpals 100-watt panel, max I saw it outproduce today was about 32 watts, and that was in full sun. So I'm gonna see if I can get that returned. All it did was basically kind of maintain the battery all day. It stayed at 46% while the sun was out, but now the sun's gone. And it was low 90s today, and this was in the shade the whole time. So it's not overworking, but I do keep it at 33 degrees-ish, somewhere in that area. So, however, I always bring a backup. I never trust anything 100%. If you look over there, I have an old Panasonic battery out of my carb that I took out before I did a road trip. And I'm gonna end up hooking that up to the Jackery to power the cooler once we go to bed. But for now, that battery is powering these little LED twinkle lights and whatnot. It's working just fine for that, but I'll cut that off and switch over to the Jackery so I can make sure my cooler stays cold. But 27% it'll probably make it to the morning, but I just don't want to risk it. So I always have a little backup battery, and that's what we got. So love the cooler, love the Jackery, just not enough to run it for a full camping weekend. Maybe if the temperatures were in the 40s or 50s, you'd be all right, but when it's in 90, it's just not gonna do it. So those are my personal results, but I love this cooler. All right, it's 10 o'clock, second night. Jackery dropped down to 21%. So, as you can see, the blue light is charging there. And I just have my cigarette lighter plugged into my external battery. Currently output is 2, meaning the cooler is not on. This will get me through the night for sure, so I don't wake up with warm food. But I don't know. I think with proper solar panels and proper sun, this could last a weekend, a full weekend. But I made it pretty close, so there we go. Let you know what this charge took in the morning. Good morning. Day 3. Jackery got down to, I think, 21% last night, and I knew it wasn't going to make it through. So I did hook up that battery, like I said. We got up to 36% overnight. And it's still plugged in to the big battery, but the big battery must be drained. So, because it's only putting in 1 watt. So, but got me up about 10%, 12%. So that's what we have. Couldn't make it a whole weekend, or if it could, it would be just on the verge of fulfilling a whole weekend with this Jackery and this cooler. But backup helps. So.